Can a team in the SWAC win the FCS title?
No. Unfortunately, the SWAC has a championship game called the SWAC Championship Game, and they have the Celebration Bowl. And so a couple of teams, I think it's Grambling and Southern play the Bayou Classic on Thanksgiving weekend. The FCS playoffs start Thanksgiving weekend. Now, we've been saying in the FCS world for years, why in the world are you starting the actual playoffs on the weekend, which tends to be a big college football rivalry thing? And also Alabama State plays Tuskegee, used to play Tuskegee in the Turkey Day Classic, also Thanksgiving Day, actually. So they automatically said, we will never go to the playoffs because we don't want to give up they would just say that right up front. FAMU used to play Bethune-Cookman on the same weekend, the Florida Classic, but then FAMU moved the Classic a week earlier so they could play in the playoffs because we're smart at FAMU. And we started winning in the playoffs. Okay. Because we're not tied to, there's no absolutes anywhere because we're not short-sighted like the SWAC tends to be. So now, of course, we're in it too now, but so the SWAC can never go to the playoffs, unfortunately, unless you're the third place team in the SWAC and you don't have a Thanksgiving Day game, but you're good enough to get an at-large bid. You can then go to the playoffs.
So if the third place team is good enough to get an at-large bid, then yes. If I'm the number one or number two team, and I'm pretty darn good, I'm probably upset that I don't get a chance to play for a title.
And now you're seeing where North Carolina A&T, who was our HBCU powerhouse, and as much as it pains me to say it, they're the hotness now as far as public HBCUs go for engineering, athletics, track and field. They had Olympians, everything. I hate to say it, it's A&T. They left the conference, the MEAC, because MEAC did the same thing. Hey, we're gonna to be in the playoffs to win a national title, to compete, which is the way, I think. And but I guess FAMU said, hey, we're not gonna do it. We'll just go to the SWAC instead. And so now the MEAC is losing teams left and right.
Yeah, I think you play the games to win at the highest level. So if the highest level is going to the playoffs and playing for a FCS title, then I know the Bayou Classic is important. I know the SWAC championship. That doesn't make sense to me though. You play for a conference championship versus an opportunity to win a national title. I feel
we always we were in the MEAC, and I keep saying we and not in the SWAC because I'm still getting used to calling us SWACos now too. But yeah, we always saw the SWAC as short-sighted. Like, what is wrong with you, man? You play each other already. The conference was at a point that you played each other anyway all year, and then you had a conference championship anyway. Like what are you doing? You don't need another champ. You already played each other. I guess you get an extra payday out of it. Get the bands out, go to Birmingham, Alabama, and get an extra, a payday. And then you got these 2 or 3 games that you can just move a week earlier like we did and compete in the playoffs. But what happened was when the SWAC was in the playoffs, a few times they did go, even before they moved their games, like the timing was right. Their teams got demolished in the playoffs. It was like 60-0 or something ridiculous, right? Whereas FAMU was winning when I was there in the playoffs. So the MEAC generally was always better for the product on the field, and we attributed that to partially being we can compete for a national title.